there is 1,200 people. 1,200 people who should run and rule and reign from this year for the rest of their life. There was a time after I've given that $1,000, we were home on our bed early in the morning. We didn't have those cell phone yet. I got a call from Joyce Meyer. I didn't pick. She picked the phone. And she said, "Hey, Joyce Meyer is online." At that time, we had a secretary who's Jewish, a girl called Dina. She was a secretary of our ministry in the US. And she always fake voices. And I told her, I said, that's not Joyce Meyer. That is Dina. I went back to sleep. She called again. She called again. She said, I didn't answer. Then she called the pastor in Texas who called us to say, "I want to come. God has told me I'm coming to your church for one day." So I said, "I'm sorry. I thought somebody was playing games." He said, No. God told me I need to come to your church. Now, that's when my daughter had cancer and we did not know about it. We did not know about it. So I left Jessica and her struggling. I went to preach in Chicago where Oral Roberts was and Copeland was and Jesse Duplantis, and I was another speaker there. "Doctor, this is amazing. Joyce Meyer comes to church." And while I was struggling, my son was 6 years old. My daughters were 4. They are twins. They are 4. And the Spirit of the Lord said, "Whatever you are going to do for Joyce Meyer, add on another 10,000. And I say, "You devil, go back to hell." I can't. I don't have the money because I didn't have any money at all. What I did, the Lord impressed on me. So I told her. She found me quarreling. She said, "What's going on?" I said, "How can you imagine the devil told me to give Joyce Meyer another $10,000? She turned to me, "May God give you a wise woman, a wise wife." She said, "When was the last time Satan has ever given you to give $10,000? When was the last time Satan has ever told you to do that?" So I went to the bank. I had a member of our church who was working for an exchange in a certain bank. I said, "Can you please give me a loan? I'll pay it back in 2 weeks." How many of you have ever promised to pay back a loan and you said, "I'll pay back this evening," and it's already 5 p.m.? So I said, "I'll pay in 2 weeks." The man went, signed for that money, and gave it to me. So I started counting it. My son was 6. Junior was 6. He said to me, when he saw me counting the money, he said, "Wow, what is that?" I said, "This is $10,000. He said, "For me?" I said, "Shut up, boy. This is for Joyce Meyer." He said, "Cool." Finished. We are in the church. I'm not hearing even what Joyce Meyer is preaching. I'm baptized in lemon juice. Whatever she was preaching, I did not hear a word. Because the devil told me, "I am going to give, Joyce Meyer has come to give you $1 million. That's why she's coming here, not you to give." But at that time, she was building her office. So I took the 10,000. My son kicked me like this and said, "Dad, the woman is here, give her money." I said, "Shut up, boy, you don't know anything." I took the money, I gave it to Joyce Meyer. I have the video. I'll play for the people today. I thought Joyce Meyer was going to say, "Hey, Pastor Robert, here's your 10,000. I'm adding on another $1 million. She grabbed the money and said, "Praise God, God told me I'll get a seed from here." I said, "She's taken my money. Now I don't know where to go get the money." Remember, I have a sick child. I don't know what to do. But I believe if we had not sown that seed, God did not send Joyce Meyer to speak to Uganda. He came for us to sow a seed for the healing of our daughter. You don't buy a miracle. But my faith needed to go to that level to grab the other miracle. And so what happened was, we ruled and reigned. We defeated this cancer. Our daughter is alive. And excelling. So, child of God, I believe there is 1,200 people here. And I don't know what they do. And I don't know what you do. $1,000 changed my life. And everywhere I go, I tell the people. Because that's what delivered me. I was anointed. Miracles were happening. Everything was taking place. But I was struggling. I couldn't even go where I was supposed to go to preach. Now, I don't know whether you're a pastor, your ministry is struggling. I don't know what's happening. Listen, we just finished a conference where I brought the White House and the Uganda State House, and they had a meeting at church. The president of Uganda brought the State House at church. It never happened in the history of our country that a meeting between two governments can be hosted by a church. There is a greater destiny for some people. Doctor, I wanted you to allow me to pray for those 1,200 people right now. So if you are here and you know you are one of them, for me, that $1,000 changed my life. And I have seen it in so many people's lives. So if you are here, I want you to come here. Let me pray for you in the 1 minute I have.